Hey everyone, welcome back to DevPulse, your weekly dose of the news from the game dev world. Today's top story is massive. Electronic Arts has officially been bought out in a deal worth roughly $55 billion. That's right, one of gaming's biggest publishers is no longer a publicly traded company. This move is shaking the foundations of how game publishers are owned, funded, and managed. So in this episode, we'll break down what exactly happened, who's behind it, and what it could mean for developers, players, and the industry as a whole. But before we dive into EA's buyout, let's catch up on what else has been happening across the gaming world. First up, the games themselves. We're well into 2025, and critics are calling this one of the strongest releases in recent history. Metroid Prime 4 has landed with glowing reviews. Fans are calling it a perfect blend of nostalgia and next-gen polish. Meanwhile, The Legend of Zelda Tears of Kingdom Switch 2 edition continues to dominate charts with improved visuals and performance. Nintendo's clearly capitalizing on the Switch's 2 momentum, while Sony and Microsoft are gearing up for a competitive holiday season with several late-year launches still under embargo. But while games are thriving at the top, the industry behind them is still under pressure. Layoffs continue across studios big and small. Most recently, Funcom confirmed a restructuring that included a studio closure. It's another reminder that even successful live service models aren't immune to financial lightning. And in legal news, a number of lawsuits over monetization practices are gaining traction again, especially cases targeting addictive mechanics in free-to-play games. Governments in multiple countries are revisiting regulation, which could impact everything from loot boxes to season passes. On September 29th, EA announced that it's being acquired by a consortium led by Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, joined by Silver Lake and Affinity Partners Jared Kushner's firm. The total deal value is around $55 billion, or about $210 per share, roughly a 25% premium on EA's previous stock price. Once the deal closes, EA will no longer be a publicly traded company. And that's where things get interesting. Let's start with the scale. This is officially the largest leveraged buyout in the history of gaming, even bigger than Microsoft's purchase of Activision Blizzard, which closed last year at around $69 billion. But that was a corporate acquisition. EA's deal is structured as a buyout, not a merger, meaning it's financed mostly by debt and private capital rather than stock swaps. That difference matters because leveraged buyouts typically come with tight financial expectations. The investors, in this case, PIF, Silver Lake, and Affinity, will expect a strong return, and usually within a few years. Now, there are two possible paths this could take. Scenario 1, the optimistic. Going private might free EA from the constant quarterly earnings pressure of being a public company. That could give them room to take creative risks, longer dev cycles, new IPs, and less shareholder panic over short-term revenue drops. Scenario 2. Private ownership often means aggressive cost-cutting, restructuring, and monetization expansion to repay debt. If that happens, we could see more layoffs or even deeper pushes into live service mechanics. EA's investors have already said they see significant long-term opportunity in digital IP, meaning they're focused on EA's massive back catalog and ongoing franchises. So don't be surprised if the next years bring remasters, brand reboots, and cross-media adaptations instead of brand new experiments. Then there's the political dimension. Because Saudi Arabia's PIF is Sovereign Wealth Fund, the deal is now under review by US regulations. Similar to how the TikTok and Epic Games investments were scrutinized, this review could delay or even modify the deal's terms. Industry analysts are split. Some see this as a sign that global investment in gaming is still booming. Others worry it's a red flag for creative independence and labor conditions. It's also worth noting how symbiotic this is. EA was one of the defining Western publishers of the 2000s and 2010s. The company everyone both relied on and loved to criticize. Seeing it being bought out by a mix of private equity and foreign fund marks. A new era where outside capital, not traditional gaming leadership, decides what gets made and when. And for developers, the mood is cautious, with morale already low across the industry. The fear of further restructuring is real. Internal sources at EA, according to some reports, say staff were informed that the deal won't immediately impact ongoing projects, but that's corporate talk for wait and see. EA's buyout is a turning point. It shows that gaming has become big enough to attract trillion-dollar sovereign funds, but also vulnerable enough that even legacy publishers can't resist a buyout. This isn't just a business story, it's a creative one, because when ownership changes, so do priorities, and the people who make the games feel it first. Elsewhere in gaming, when Megabonk launched on September 18th, a few could have predicted the wave it would unleash. In just 2 weeks, this quirky 3D roguelike, blending mechanics from Vampire Survivors and Risk of Rain, sold over 1 million copies and surged into Steam's top charts. With its meme-friendly visuals, skateboarding skeletons, and addictive gameplay loop of upgrading and bonking through ever-escalating enemy waves, it's not just a sleeper hit, it's becoming the indie phenomenon of the month. I highly recommend it if you haven't tried it yet yourself, it's worth it. So what do you think about the EA buyout? Is it a bold new chapter for a company that's been stuck in the corporate loops for too long? Or a warning sign that the future of AAA gaming might be controlled by private investors rather than gamers or developers? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you found this breakdown useful, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss my videos with the latest news from the game dev world. Thank you. See ya.